there's people on the internet who don't like us. Do you consider them enemies?
Yes.
You do?
No, I'm just kidding.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to school. But don't worry, everything is cool. I'm your host, Julyssa, and of course, I am here with the boys, Steve and Brandon. Say what's up, you guys.
What's up?
And how y'all doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, guys. I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling good. Repping my jersey, representing. How are you guys doing?
What's your jersey?
Oh, I'm wearing a Mexico jersey.
I didn't get the jersey memo.
I know, brother. You and me are both
That's
wearing
crazy.
jerseys.
Different type of football.
Oh,
Yeah,
Still a sport.
yeah, true.
They didn't tell me. You
We're-
see how they don't include
Oh,
me?
never mind.
but I guess that's valid.
Yeah, that's valid.
But
That's
it's because
crazy.
we're on the same camera angle, so we need to keep it consistent.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a fly on there.
Nasty.
It's bothering you. Oh, it's on Diego. Sorry, Diego. Shout out to you.
Yeah,
How are you guys doing?
doing good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing good. Anything new in the life of Julie and Brandon? Seen any good movies? Weapons, perhaps?
No.
I haven't seen Weapons yet.
Both of you guys haven't seen
I
it.
don't like scary movies.
But
Uh-huh.
it's a good movie. What does the audience think? Guys, what was better, Weapons or Together?
Together.
Yeah. You guys haven't heard of that movie?
I heard it was awful.
You heard it was awful?
Yeah.
Really? I heard good things about
I
it.
heard it was
movie?
really bad.
What'd you hear it was really bad from?
I don't know. I just saw the internet and people were saying that it was kind of dumb.
Really? I heard
Is
good
that
things
the
about
one
it.
with Dave Franco?
Yeah.
I thought they were getting sued for that movie.
Are they?
I think so because
somebody said they plagiarized.
yeah,
it.
they plagiarized.
What?
I don't know that it's true.
I don't
but
know.
they're getting
I've never
sued.
seen it.
I also saw that.
Yeah, that's
but I
why
don't
they're
know if
getting.
it's true either.
Yeah, that's
I
why
did
they're.
see- I heard about that too.
Yeah.
Really?
I just heard about the suit before I heard about the movie.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. I haven't heard of that. I haven't
Yeah.
seen Together. I thought I heard good
I've
things.
heard it's good, but I've like I said, I heard about the lawsuit first.
Yeah, I heard it was good, but I mean, I guess the lawsuit kind of changed my perspective on it a little, just because I'm like,
Didn't
it was plagiarized.
Didn't that happen to the Holdovers? The movie you really want
Oh
to
yeah,
see?
yeah. I still want to see that movie. People said it was bullshit.
Oh, it wasn't true.
Yeah, people said that he's just jealous.
Oh, really?
But I don't know for sure.
Is Together also a scary movie?
I think so. I think they're
I think
both
it's
scary.
body horror.
Body? What does that mean?
Like your body.
Like they cut themselves?
I mean, it's like.
I mean, that's a form of body horror.
Horror thing like Saw, like stuff happens to their bodies and stuff.
Oh yeah, or The Fly,
Yeah.
or The Substance. Have you seen that one?
The Substance.
They're also all horror
It
movies,
sounds,
so probably
it sounds familiar.
that one I heard is good too. Have you seen that one?
I think there's a lot of body horror in SpongeBob, which I
Oh.
think is funny. There is. Like, remember when Squidward gets his nail torn off?
Yeah, when his couch falls on like his toe.
Do you remember that?
Ew.
You never saw that episode?
No.
They drop a couch on Squidward's toenail.
I
and,
hated that
rips
shit.
It off.
That was so random. Why'd they randomly have gore in the fucking
They
kid
do it all
show?
the time. It's
That's
kind of.
true.
I mean, I don't think it was funny, but not like I think it's problematic. I just when as a kid I didn't like it.
Yeah. I mean, they
Oh,
would
okay.
do because they would use it for like the zoom ins, no?
There's the one where SpongeBob gets a
Splinter?
splinter and it gets all gross and
Yeah.
like they zoom in on it. There's one
Nasty.
where Squidward and funny enough, Squidward and SpongeBob get conjoined. Do you remember that one?
Oh, I do remember that one.
And then they conjoin with everybody in Bikini Bottom. And then at the end they're all and then there's the fucking show just ends.
This sounds like one of those like TikTok reels that are like, did you know SpongeBob actually has one of the most gruesome depictions of body horror?
There's one where Squidward's face gets ripped off.
I do remember that too, and SpongeBob too. Do you remember?
Yeah.
There's one
There's
where
a lot of body horror in SpongeBob for some reason.
I don't know why the creators I guess like body horror.
I'm just surprised they're allowed to do that.
What
I mean, weren't they the ones who had like the sexualized?
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, right?
Yeah.
They had like
Yeah.
SpongeBob like fucking Patrick or something,
Yeah.
right?
It's not funny. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's like fictional characters, right? It's not funny in the sense of like these guys probably shouldn't be having a kid show, but
yeah.
it's funny in the weird way that it's like, why the fuck?
Why SpongeBob of all characters?
Why are people so freaky, bro? Is 2025 like the year of people becoming freaky?
Yeah, do you remember there's the one where they're cold and they rip all the hair off Sandy?
Oh yeah,
Do you remember
Oh
that one?
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of body horror in SpongeBob.
true.
But I think that comes
it's
from
not
the
gory.
show Ren and Stimpy.
Oh yeah.
Ren and Stimpy. I don't know if it was that people who worked on that show worked on SpongeBob, or if SpongeBob was just heavily inspired by Ren and Stimpy.
Because they're very similar vibes.
Because Ren and Stimpy was also really gory, I guess, for some reason.
Is that the one with like the red cow?
They're two cats.
Oh.
They're two little cat things. The bald one. I think it's a cat. Right?
I actually don't know what they look like.
What is it called?
Ren and Stimpy.
I mean, I do know what they look like. I just don't know what they are.
I thought they were supposed to be cats.
Did you hear that they removed, I think, what is it, Billy and Mandy from all streaming platforms?
Why?
Something about how HBO Max wants to, HBO Warner Brothers, I think, owns HBO, right? Something about how they want to move forward and like kind of build like a new legacy. So they're trying to get rid of like all their old like shows. So a lot of those old shows that used to be streaming on HBO Max got removed in order to like, so you can't stream them anywhere on the internet.
What's the fucking point of streaming at this point, man? I thought that was literally the point of streaming.
And you heard how they're combining Disney Plus and Hulu officially? Like they're dissolving Hulu.
Oh, really?
It's just gonna be Disney Plus now.
Oh, that's cool. I hated Hulu.
People were saying that we're only like a year or two away from them being like Disney announces
Disney Channel.
No, Disney announces merger of HBO Max, Netflix, and what they will call cable.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just weird. The more things change, the more they stay the same, right?
Yeah.
But moving on to the real meat of our show, there is a eye-opening story happening right now in the world. Did you guys hear that wild pigs are turning neon blue in California?
Thought we just called them the LAPD.
I like it. No, I like it.
Thank
Crazy.
you.
They must have been turning neon blue for decades then.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna show you a picture, Julie. It's actually good that I'm not gonna show on the projector because
It's more body horror.
It's body horror. I'm gonna show you. Is that okay, or do you want to see it?
I guess so.
That's what they look like.
Ew. From the outer? The inner?
That's the
Yeah.
inner.
The inner?
Yeah, the inner. They're like neon blue.
Why is it brown on the side?
That's their fur.
Oh, yeah. That's just their fur. Like it's
not
open.
if you
Like
sliced it open.
yeah, like that. Yeah, literally
And
like
they're blue.
that.
Why are they blue?
So that's what I'll go into. Somewhere in Monterey County, California, wild pigs' insides are turning the kind of electric raspberry blue we generally find appetizing when it's found in, say, a gummy worm or a Slurpee. It's all because local pigs have been eating rat poison.
Jesus.
That's kind of funny that this article has such a personality.
Yeah.
According to the LA Times wildfire control expert, Dan Burden first noticed something off in March when he was processing pigs trapped near Salinas. Their muscle and fat weren't pink or white. They were neon blue, as if someone had been feeding them cool blue Gatorade, aka the best Gatorade.
All right. They lost me.
Who wrote this article?
They're being too funny.
For something this serious?
This is the news, man.
This is
Wait,
the news?
are these oh, they're wild pigs. Okay. I was gonna say, are they in a farm?
They're in a farm.
That's crazy. It turns them blue.
Oh, they have like the official explanation of like it says it's a chemical called how do you pronounce that?
It's something that they're feeding them?
They're eating
Diphosanone?
diphosanone. I think they're eating rat poison. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Unfortunately, pigs can't read warning labels, and they've been eating from these bait stations. The poison isn't potent enough to kill 200-pound hogs immediately, but prolonged exposure builds up in their system. It's not just turning their tissue blue; it's making their meat toxic. Damn.
I mean, yeah. Feeding them poison.
So they're just eating poison
Mhm.
I guess they just
from rabbits?
no.
Rats.
I think
Oh,
they're
rats.
wild pigs, and they find their way into like farms or wherever they're trying to keep rats out, and they eat the poison that's meant for the rats. Because I know what they're talking about. I've seen them. They're like bait stations. It's like a food you leave food out for the rats, and they
Yeah.
come eat it, and then they go die. But they're tiny. But I guess the pigs are like
Eating them?
so much bigger that it doesn't kill them immediately.
Yeah, it's poison is supposed to be used for rats and squirrels, but pigs end up eating either the poison or the rats or the squirrels. So it just goes to show you the body horror
Did
that
you-
humans.
Did you guys hear about the rabbits that are growing horns?
Like
Tentacles?
tentacles?
Like jackalopes?
You heard about it?
Tentacles?
Yeah, like tentacles. Have you seen
Like,
it?
On their arms?
No,
or?
On
like
their face.
Why?
It's kind of freaky, bro.
Why?
I'm not gonna lie. I know it sounds like some bullshit, right?
No, but like, why though?
It's like I hate looking at it. It's like looks like that. I think it looks kind of like gives me trypophobia.
What do they know why?
Ugh.
Yeah, it's because I think there's a virus going around that gets transferred from like, I don't know if they said fleas, but I know it's from mosquitoes. And once they get poked or whatever, it kind of causes a virus and an infection. So they just start growing like horns and kind of like tentacle like things. So far they've said that it doesn't transfer to humans.
Yeah.
Like it only affects like the rabbits. But they have been saying that if you see them, like don't touch them though, because we don't like, we're not fully aware of all that. But yeah, I felt bad because they were saying that they can't eat anymore. Like they really just can't see anymore because it blocks like all their eyes and like all that stuff. So yeah,
it is.
That was pretty sad. I was like, oh,
poor things.
Yeah, it looks freaky too. It looks like some Stranger Things shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was common sense to not touch them, but
that's true.
Tons of people are going out there and touching them.
But
I've seen all those videos of like people in like Yellowstone or Yosemite where they go up and try to touch like a buffalo
and they get killed,
or like a bear. But I'm just like,
dude, I want to see a bear so bad. Like I'm gonna go camping in September, and when I was looking up at the campsites, somebody had posted a video of them seeing a bear,
like a black bear.
No, and it looked like a brown bear.
Where at?
Sequoia.
In California?
In California.
There's no brown bears in.
Well, the color of it was brown. So
black bears can be brown.
Okay, then probably black bear then. It looked really cool. And I was like, damn, I hope I see a bear. I hope I get to see a bear. Obviously from a safe distance. But I want to see it with my own eyes.
Why would you go up and touch a buffalo? I don't get that. Like at all.
You know how people talk about, what is it? Intrusive thoughts? Where they're just like,
some people just don't have
some people are just like so intrigued that they're like, I want to go see if I can touch it.
Cause I seen one where there's like a giant seal, like an elephant seal, and this dad puts his kid on top of it to take a picture of it, and the seal tries to bite him. Damn.
Well, I think a lot of people have been brainwashed by the fucking like Disney propaganda of like all animals are friendly. Yeah. And especially, I think a buffalo and a seal both look like friendly animals, in my opinion. A seal has like big, like cute, like doggy eyes, and then a buffalo, like Appa from Avatar: The Last Airbender, like looks fluffy and. I'm just
surprised people don't have that like
survival instinct.
Yeah, because I feel like even if you know nothing about animals, that seems like just I probably shouldn't go touch that thing.
I think
because I know people, that's like a scientific thing for snakes. People have that for snakes. That's why you're afraid of snakes. It's like a primate thing.
I'm assuming just people have become so like desensitized to like nature that like the common person is just kind of like these are big fluffy animals. They're
what's crazy too is usually in these videos the animal never gets them, and that pisses me off. They always get the fucking innocent bystander.
But there's probably so many non-videos of people who have gotten fucked.
But I'm just like, man, why don't you get the guys? I don't know.
You're like, where's everybody's karma?
Yeah.
How's anybody gonna learn?
Yeah.
We need to start showing examples to people.
Exactly.
I mean, sometimes you've seen some videos of people getting fucked up by some animals.
Yeah.
Holy moly! I saw one of a buffalo literally just ramming into somebody, and it was crazy because it was like kind of just like galloping, but it didn't look like it was going full speed. It was just kind of like galloping, and then it just like hit. It looked so light, hit like this lady that was there, and she goes flying. Damn. She goes flying, bro. It didn't even look like the buffalo used all its strength.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. It was like an older lady too, so she did not go home 100%. The way they found her, they did not return her the way they found her.
Or that video, you've seen it, I think, where it's like a grizzly bear. It just eats a shotgun to the face.
Oh yeah.
It's like charging people, and bam, it just fucking does that LeBron shit.
Could a dinosaur like a T-Rex? I know this is kind of a hard question. Could it eat a shotgun, like a shotgun bullet?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's how thick it was.
Probably, yeah.
Damn. I guess it's hard for me to imagine like skin being able to not to take bullets.
Bears have skin.
True, they do have skin. They have a lot of fat, a lot of muscle. I need to see a bear, bro. I need to see that bear.
Stevie's gonna get killed.
I'm gonna try and ride the bear. I think I'll be fine. No? You think I got it, bro?
You're going by yourself?
Fucking flying.
No, I'm going with the people, but
No.
to the bear, I'll probably go with myself. It'll be fine, right? Remember this, guys. Imagine.
This is how we see the horror story.
Yeah, I was gonna say this
On
is, and they
YouTube?
play or
You know
on.
what I think is kind of funny? I'm so glad people are on TikTok finally call it out. Is where the role play like how those fucking true crime channels be, and they're like, and then she was beheaded, but she wouldn't have had such a bad time if she subscribed to HelloFresh. You know? We were talking about how like it's kind of a little bit twisted.
Yeah,
They're talking about these tragedies and they're fucking basically profiting.
it does happen a lot. I've seen them happen unironically too.
Yeah,
because
no,
I
yeah.
like watching true crime too. It'll be like,
But I just like when that happens on TikTok because it's like I'm glad when people articulate something that I had trouble like because I remember seeing that
Expressing.
and I'm like I feel like this is kind of weird,
Yeah.
and then people are finally like, no, yeah, that is weird. So
yeah, I get you. It is gonna be funny if I do say this and then I die. Somebody's gonna edit this and with those TikTok sounds where it's like, hidey, 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 oh. You know what I'm talking about? The like scary sound.
I know the one that's like, hello, this is your mother speaking.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
shit like that.
Not that
You
one.
never heard that one?
But like
No.
you just seen. Oh, you probably don't get scary stuff in your feed.
My
huh?
favorite one is the roar. I can't do it, but it's my favorite one. It's like you've never heard it. All right, continue on.
I've heard the one with the spooky sound. I think you've used it before.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that one's old though.
You've used it.
Though that one's old though. I like the yeah, I used it, but it was that was like a long time ago. And even then, when I used it, it was still old. I like there's like I like the scary sounds. I don't know what it is. Some of them are calming. There's like one of like the angels. Have you heard of that one?
The yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Uh,
Oh, it's this one.
Here.
Let's see if I can.
Oh yeah.
You never heard this one?
No.
It's like people use it for like giant things.
Mhm.
Like I don't know, they'll show like a giant whale and like, compared to a human, it's supposed to be scary.
I've heard the one of I don't think it's that scary, but I've heard the one where it sounds like they're going to war. I don't know if you
Yo.
No, not that one.
I hate that one.
It says I don't
That
know
one's
what
so
I don't know
fucking
what they
stupid.
say. I always thought they said I had a dream or some shit like that. But I don't know what it
I
is.
had a dream. No, I don't know. I don't know which one. I'm trying
But
to
they
find.
always put it like when it seems like there's a war about to happen. Right now.
Oh.
I wonder which one that is.
Yo.
I fucking hate that song. Yo, the color is.
They usually use that one for like ocean stuff because I think it's like sailors or some shit.
Yeah. Yo ho. Yo.
That's like white people culture though.
Is that true? That is
That's
right.
white
Vikings
people,
and stuff.
right? But somebody's gonna fact check me and be like, actually, they stole that. Which of course they fucking did, right?
They probably did, but they stole it from like other white people or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I can't find it. But moving on from the blue pigs.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts on these blue pigs, guys?
No, not really.
Just sad, huh?
Yeah. Poor things.
Yeah, and those poor rabbits.
Yeah.
But moving on to our second topic. This one's really interesting. This is actually one topic that we were meant to talk about a couple weeks ago, but we had forgotten. But we thought it was important enough, or more just interesting enough to bring
Yeah.
up. For the first time in U.S. history, there were more births among women 40 and older than among teenage moms. So that was really cool.
That is cool.
That's really cool, right?
Does it say why?
It doesn't say why. It just says that's the headline, but I could do more research on it. There's somebody's hot take is here. Somebody said, we're witnessing generations of women breaking cycles in real time. Teen girls are being given tools to delay motherhood, and older women are embracing it when they're ready. Both ends of that spectrum are worth celebrating. There's also something beautifully radical about women,
Yeah, I think that's cool.
right?
Yeah, I think it's cool that women are kind of starting to do their own thing.
Yeah. CIA is probably pissed.
Yeah. I had the NBC News report, which again just says more older women becoming first-time moms amid U.S. fertility rate declines for the first time, and it happened in 2023. There were more births among women 40 and older than there were teenage girls, according to a government report. Amid growing evidence of slowing fertility rates in the United States, a new report contained a pair of surprising details from two divergent age groups. The report released earlier this month by the National Center for Health Statistics showed that the U.S. fertility rate, the average number of children born to women during her reproductive years, continued its decades-long slide through 2023, with American women averaging 1.62 children compared to 1.66 in 2021 and 2022. And that's pretty much it. That's all they wrote. I guess they were like, that's it, bro. Nah, I'm just kidding.
I found it says several factors contribute to this trend, including evolving social expectations, changes in dating and technology, the economic burden of raising a family, and women having more opportunities to pursue education and careers before starting a family. So
That's
possible
cool.
explanations.
That's cool.
It's cool that there's less, I think, teen births. Because obviously, I think if you're a teenager having a kid, I don't think it's controversial to say that you probably didn't want to have that kid. Right?
I think this is just hard.
Right? It is, right? Because you're a kid yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just difficult.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't know if you guys remember, there used to be shows
Teen
like
Mom.
yeah, like Teen Mom or 16
Yeah.
and Pregnant and like all those things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I remember it being such a huge thing of like, you shouldn't be, like
Yeah.
having kids at a really young age and all these things.
True.
Yeah, I mean, and too, I think it's a shame that instead of helping those mothers, they just get shamed,
Yeah.
'Cause-
Mhm. No, for sure.
Yeah.
It says that overall, the rate has declined 14% since 1990, driven largely by younger women under the age of 30 who are having fewer children, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And sorry, what were you gonna say? I was gonna say in 1990, as adolescents accounted for almost 13% of all births. In 2023, they made up only 4%. And most critically, the fertility rate for girls ages 10 to 14 dropped from 1.4 to almost 0. Wow. Something the Wildsmith called a success story from a public health perspective. That is, wow. That is really cool. The most recent data show that most births now occur to women ages 30 to 34, while a decade ago, the cohort that was most likely to give birth was 25 to 29. That's really interesting.
Also, probably struggle with money now. Everybody is fucking,
It's getting expensive.
yeah, it's.
Also, would I be remiss to mention that fertility rates are probably lower? The possibility of being able to actually get pregnant is affected by the amount of unhealthy stuff that is put into our food and we consume on a regular basis due to poor health laws.
Yeah,
Or
I
is
mean,
that-
here's my
Yeah.
thing with that though. I think
Okay, go ahead.
I think it's valid to criticize like the food and like industry or whatever, but I think the fucking people who are polluting the planet get by way too easily in that conversation. Because I would argue, yeah, maybe fucking, I guess hot Cheetos are probably fucking with you, but I can imagine the 50 metric tons of CO2 being pumped into your city are probably doing a little bit more harm than that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't agree?
Like,
Or like
Yeah.
the microplastics in our body.
yeah. I mean, because they say testosterone in men has gone down significantly since like the 1950s or some
Well,
shit, right?
Yeah, but I also feel like the other part of that is just women just don't want to have kids with
Yeah.
shitty men. Like,
Real.
I think a lot of women are valuing themselves in getting higher education and hiring themselves in their careers. I mean, I think for a good while, especially when we had like DEI, like having a lot more opportunities to grow. And I think a lot of women are learning how to be more independent and not want to be with a man who isn't in higher education or isn't advancing in their career.
True.
Like, I think that's the other part of it is just like, sure, like a lot of shit is shitty in the, I guess, health world of what we eat and what we intake, what we breathe in the air. But I think the other part of like just socially,
Yeah.
I think dating has just been really hard, and especially like in this age, right, where there's the incel men.
Right.
I don't think a lot of women want to be with those type of men. Like,
For sure.
and I think a lot of them are just like, well, I don't need a man. Like, I generally can just provide for myself.
Mhm.
Like, women are now becoming the providers
Mm-hmm.
instead of men. So
It is definitely, I think, multiple factors too, because I think that the state of the world right now in terms of economic sense is a lot harder to be able to just maintain yourself.
Yeah.
So who would want to have a kid right now when it's so hard to even just feed your own mouth?
Yeah. I also think people's understandings of parenting is evolving.
Yeah.
Like we talked with Leslie, right? Latinx parenting. Like, seems like common sense, but I think a lot of those ideas are a little new to the mainstream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think parenting looked a lot different back in the day. I think people like educate themselves, understand parenting more. There's people who are going to be like, I don't think I'm ready to be a parent. And I know everybody's like, oh, well, you're never ready. Yeah, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Because I think it's true that nobody's ever ready to be a parent, but I think that people get stuck on the I am not at least a better version of myself that would be more capable of parenting a kid.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I think people,
and that's valid.
Because I think people, like, I mean, even just in conversation, people talk about like generational trauma, shit like that. I'm sure people now are like, let me handle that before I bring a kid into the world and give it to him, you know?
Because I feel like, I mean, we've talked about it before about, you know, there was always that talk about having kids when you were like in your 20s. Yeah. But I think as you get older, you realize that being in your 20s is still fairly young and you don't know a lot about the world yet or even about yourself. Because I even feel like, I guess personally, like even up to now, I still think that there's a lot of traumas that I have that I would rather deal with those first instead of like starting a family. Because I feel like that's just something of myself that I feel like I can't focus on that if I'm focusing on raising somebody else. Like if I'm focusing on raising a kid, I feel like I can no longer like think about myself in that way.
I would disagree, but I still think what you're saying is true in the sense of like, I still think you'd have time to be able to address that. But I think that obviously those kind of like emotional wounds that you have would obviously be more easy to kind of be triggered with a kid.
Yeah,
you get what I mean?
But I think that like, you can address it with a kid, but I think that like, if I don't know, like I'm 24, right? If this is just an example, if I'm traumatized about something, that's 24 years of trauma. That to me, I'm like, right now I have the decision to be able to choose if I want a kid. You might want to be like, I don't think I could just in a year of therapy be like, all right, I'm good.
For sure.
Or 9 months, I'm good, you know, or I got to take care of somebody else when really it's like, I got to take care of myself. So I understand when people be like, 24 years, give me 10. Like, let me see if I can fix a little bit of this.
Yeah.
You know? Because I think there's a lot of things that even if you're aware, you still unwittingly do. I think there's so much of that. Like, I think, like, even just in personal life, like, you don't ever, like, talk to people or say something out of character and you're like, what the fuck is that about?
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah.
Just, like, triggered and stuff.
You know what I mean? But then, I think, like, if you have a kid, I can imagine it's even more so.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
That you're like, that you
I also just... Well, because we're also speaking on, like, we're not parents, right? But I think also, like, I can only imagine that I think mentally something does happen to you. Like,
for sure.
Like, I think that's just like because even the thought of it, right? The thought of, you know, being a woman and being able to, like, carry life in you, like, still mind blows me every single time I think about it. And every single time I see like a pregnant woman of like, there's literally a human in you.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's like insane. And then to go through like birth and then having to raise that kid and making sure that you know, raise him in a good environment, in a good way. I think to me, it's just like, I think that just mentally is a lot.
For
and
sure.
a lot of women also just go through stuff, you know, you always hear about, you know, the postpartum depression. And like, I think there's just a lot of things that, you know, we don't learn about in school. So we kind of have to just learn ourselves through life, through just living. And just like, I guess now it's a little easier because we have access to the internet and we can just do that. But I think that's why I feel like it is better to then, you know, wait to have kids, because then you can learn a lot just through life of like, how do you want to teach your kids? Do you want them, you know, to play outside or whatever, right? Like, there's just a lot of things that now you can think about. But I think a lot of people are more just like, I think they want to focus on themselves first before doing all that.
That makes sense.
I also think, I don't know, maybe I have a too small sample size, but I think a lot of people currently just don't want kids now.
Yeah.
I talked to a lot of people who are like, no bad blood, but they're just like, I don't really want kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's still kind of a newer thing, ironically.
Yeah,
Not
no, it
ironic,
is.
like weirdly.
Yeah.
Like even I've always found this weird. Like I've always found it weird that people who don't want kids, like other people kind of want them to like explain themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want kids, you don't want kids, man. That's
Yeah.
like your business. I feel like I feel like
Yeah. I
that's-
think-
yeah. Go
I
ahead.
think it's because like it's like a nature thing of
Yeah,
like
for sure.
it's part of I guess human destiny and just in
Yeah.
anything, right? Because even in with animals, right, of having kids and kind of
Yeah.
creating that legacy. And I think it really mind blows people when they're like they don't want to have kids and they're like,
Yeah.
but our purpose as humans, right? Our purpose
Yeah.
is to what is it called?
Reproduce.
Reproduce, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people are kind of just like, you don't want to do that? Like, that's really weird that you don't want to do
Yeah.
that. And why?
Yeah.
Or like, I saw a TikTok of this girl who was saying that she's been trying to get, like basically her tubes tied,
Yeah.
but every single doctor would tell her no.
Yeah.
What is it? Sterilized, right? Is that what
Tube
it's called?
side. I think she's
Yeah.
trying to get
What is it called? I forgot what it's called.
I guess so. Yeah.
Like birth
Yeah.
control or like
No, like she
Tubes tied,
doesn't,
right?
yeah,
It's
like
kinda
tubes
like
tied.
tubes
Like
tied.
she doesn't want to have kids at all or ever.
uh-huh.
And she said she's been trying for like a long time. And then she said that mostly all the doctors would always tell her like, no, like I don't recommend it because you never know, like maybe when you're older you might want them. And she was like, no, like I generally feel like I'm never gonna want them.
Yeah, you see, that's what's interesting too, is that like I think that's probably so true because I think doctors obviously have the money to be able to like afford to
Children.
have children.
Yeah.
It's because I think like it really is a multi like factored reason why people don't want to have kids. And like you said, I don't think you even need to explain yourself why, if you're someone who doesn't want kids, why you don't have to. But I think that there's so much reasons as to why. Like I don't people being shocked as to why someone wouldn't want a kid, I think to me is more shocking. It's like, bro, what do you mean? There's like so many reasons why somebody wouldn't want a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like I don't know. I think it's kind of like kind of invasive. Like, tell me why.
Yeah.
Well, it's none of your fucking business, man. I don't know. I think people can do whatever the fuck they want to. in
Yeah.
life, man. You know.
They're like, it better be a good reason.
Yeah,
you don't
right.
want
I guess
kids.
that's how I
Better
feel.
be.
It's like, is it like, oh, do you not believe my reasons are good enough to not want
Yeah.
to have kids?
Like me just saying that I don't want them
Yeah,
isn't enough. for-
Like, because that's how I feel about the doctors who are like super like, no. I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you mean no? Like,
And
you
in
know?
a weird way, and this is coming from obviously someone who doesn't have a kid, in a weird way, I've always felt that like people who got offended from hearing that someone didn't want to have a kid comes from this notion of thinking like, oh, so you think you're better than me because you don't want to have kids and I do. And I always felt like it came from that. I don't know why. Or even like if you are already a parent and you hear somebody who doesn't want to have kids and get offended by it, I always feel like it's like, oh, so you think I fucked up my life by having a kid? It's like,
yeah.
nobody said that,
I guess
bro.
it's more of their own, projection
Yeah.
of like I think they weren't ready for that kid or
Yeah.
just mother or fatherhood has been really hard for them and they're like,
Yeah.
damn, I shouldn't have done this so soon or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think
I
that's
don't know.
strange to be like
Insecurity
tell
for
me
sure.
why.
Right.
I also think
I think
it's
it's
really strange of the
insecurity.
doctors to say no.
Yeah. I don't get that part of like why
I'm telling you, it's like a
they
classist
don't
thing.
want you to do.
You think so?
I think it's a classist thing. I think I think to the average person, this is so weird. I've obviously thought about this recently. I genuinely think that if the economy was better, where everybody was able to still be able to buy a home and still be able to make a living and not feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck, I think there'd be a lot more kids. I think in a weird way, that
You
is
think there would be a baby boom?
yes.
That's what happened.
Exactly. Because I think the economy, like nothing feels worse than the burden of financial burden.
Yeah.
Like nothing feels absolutely worse than being like financially burdened. Like financial anxiety is like the most terrible thing that like as a human you can have. Because like in the capitalistic world that we live in, and not to be like a leftist right now, but it's true. In the capitalist world that we live in, the money is basically what shows your value of life.
Yeah.
If you don't have money from the viewpoint of the society that we live in that's been constructed by the United States, you are valued less. You can't afford to have some hospital bills paid. You can't afford to have some luxuries. Like even as far as like fucking plane rides or train rides or taking the bus or the metro. So I really do think that for sure doctors probably don't see it that way, because to them they have the money to have resources. So to them it's like, just have a baby, bro. What do you mean? Like, it'll be fine.
Or
And
just,
yeah, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to them it just feels like the reach is just right there.
yeah.
Why wouldn't anybody want to have a baby?
I just think it's so strange considering what doctors will do or allow you to do, but that's where they kind of are like, nah.
Yeah. Because I remember I was thinking about this like a couple of nights ago, and I was like, damn, if I had a kid right now and I didn't have the privilege of having family, it would be so difficult for me to think, because I was like, well, I'm going to need to go to work for the baby. But then let's say I was a single father. Where would I leave my kid while I go work?
That's why the CIA is pissed off about that new study, bro. Because they want people to be young and have kids. Because generally speaking, if you're young and you're below the poverty line and you suddenly have a kid, the likelihood of you escaping the poverty line is really low.
Yeah.
Because everything, you got to focus on the kid, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So people having kids later, I'm sure they're very pissed because
Yeah.
that means they're either outside of the poverty line. Well, probably, right? Because I think
Yeah.
at 40, you do have a little bit more trouble, right? So you
Yeah.
usually
Yeah.
need to work with a doctor, fertility
Yeah.
clinics, stuff like that.
You know who has a weird obsession with like fertility rates and like falling apart, and like is deathly scared of that the U.S.'s fertility
Ooh.
rates is going low? And I know we always bring him up,
Oh.
Elon Musk.
Doesn't he have like 60 kids, man?
Yeah,
He never
he
pays attention to.
he's like he's always tweeting some shit about how like we need to fix the U.S.'s fertility rate, like it's too low, like people aren't having kids.
I think when a billionaire or like a rich company wants something, usually it means it's bad. So I'm guessing he's feeling like he's running out of people that he can abuse.
Yeah.
No, exploit. Yeah,
Yeah.
the society that America has built obviously needs people to make it function.
Yeah.
So if people stop having kids, obviously it's gonna affect the society.
He needs
And
more people to exploit, man.
Yeah. And I mean, you could even see it with like the government, overturning Roe v. Wade and them wanting to take away different birth controls like Plan Bs and stuff. So you can see that they also feel it of like they want women to have children.
That's so weird, dude. Like I think it's just so weird to I wish there was a stronger word to be that obsessed, especially when they're supposed to be like, oh, we're small government, we're not gonna invade your privacy, and they're like, you're gonna have a fucking baby whether you like it or not.
Yeah, because it's weirdly sexual. It's oddly like no, I think that's why I find it weird too, because it's weirdly sexual. I think there's like a sexual aspect of it that isn't addressed, maybe because it's like a little taboo naturally.
I just think it's like sinister.
Yeah.
To like that, I don't know. I think that's the most sinister. That's one of the most sinister things you can do is like force people.
They're trying
do that.
really hard for
Yeah.
women
Force
to
people.
have
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah, because it ironic because humans are the ones that created it, but it feels like we're being bred like livestock, which is like
it's
weird
so
to think of
weird to me.
people like that.
To be that obsessed, and I think it's even weirder that people. It's not weird to a good amount of people.
Don't
a
see
good
it
amount
that
of
way.
people are genuinely like, nah, it's facts. Like, all right.
Yeah,
But I mean, I think it's because a lot of people have genuinely been brainwashed to thinking that, especially with abortion, right? It's always been the argument of like, it's bad because you're killing, And I think people have been brainwashed to see that and like not to see that it's actually they're trying to manipulate them and have them think like, no, like women should be having kids, like, and especially with the whole talk, right, of like women, like their purpose is to be mothers and all these things, right? Like I think that's being pushed, but nobody really sees it that much.
No, yeah. This is what Mr. Musk himself said. He said that he stated that population collapse due to low birth rates poses a greater risk to civilization than global warming. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
He says that it's a bigger risk to human civilization than global warming. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I think it's weird.
Because it's like,
Well, why doesn't he contribute to like better living conditions? Or,
exactly.
Or, like if he really wants people to have kids, why don't you
Exactly,
make it
because
like
I really think it all stems from like the economy. I generally think that most people, like, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I want to have a kid one day. Like, I want to have kids.
Yeah.
And if I had been able to already make money, I probably would have already had a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because it reminds me of which is funny to like bring up, but it reminds me of Millie Bobby Brown for some reason. Where I thought about this randomly one time because I remember when she was first criticized because she got married really, really young. And I was like, the criticism was like, I guess, sure, she's young, she got married. But then to me, I was like, bruh, she's a fucking, like, she's a rich celebrity. Like, Stranger Things was huge at the time, right? And I'm like, she has money. Like, she has all this type of money. Like, of course she's want to get married. Like, she has the financial status to be able to do these things for herself.
exactly.
And that's why I'm like, if we all had in that same level, I think all of us would probably be married and have kids by now. Because like that shit is expensive. Having a wedding is expensive in itself. Getting even like a ring is expensive as well. And it's just like, how can you do that when you don't have money?
No,
And
exactly.
I think in her stance, it was just like, well, you know, she's done what she's been wanting to do, right? Which is act and become this huge celebrity, which is what she is. So her next step is, you know, focusing on her life, which is, you know, marriage or whatever. But I don't know. To me, I just had like that like weird thing of like, I think she had her success and she still has it. And I think reaching that level of just financial status, I think puts you to that level of like, I think I'm fine and ready to have kids now, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I guess that's why it bothers me too, because it feels so backhanded when if like someone like Elon or someone is like, oh my god, like people aren't having kids. Like, well, maybe because you guys made the world literally the fucking worst. Like, how is an average person?
How many fucking kids does he have? He has like 12.
He has like 16 or some
and
shit.
he doesn't pay attention to fucking any of them. And he's out here lecturing me about how like we need to have kids.
He's like, seems like you had more than enough for everybody.
Yeah, man. Goddamn. Because he only pays attention to that one, right?
X?
Fucking Archangel X65 or whatever.
Isn't his name literally X
It
also?
means Archangel. Or some shit
but
like
it's spelled like X or
Is
something,
that the
right?
one with Grimes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one with Grimes.
The one he was using as a shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he was always carrying
One that
at
he
every
was, like-
conference.
Yeah.
No, he had him like on his shoulders.
On his shoulders,
Yeah.
yeah. Cover my head, son. Make sure you get the forehead.
All that for a dude that he ended up falling out with anyways.
Yeah.
The girls were fighting, bro.
Yeah.
He's going to run in 2028, bro. I'm telling you.
He's not going to win. He's not going to win.
He's not going to win, but he's going to run. That's my prediction.
I can see that. I could totally see that. Or maybe when he inevitably has to recede, he's like, you know what? I've realized that I have a bigger purpose on Earth than
He'd probably
politics.
just call it like, he'd probably do what Trump said and call it a, what do you call it? A hoax, a scam? It was a schmoz.
It was a
What did he call? They stole the election. Why was I blanking on it?
Stop
It
the
was
steal?
It was rigged.
Yeah, it was rigged. Why did I steal that? I could think of schmoz, but not rigged. It was a
It was a schmoz. I know. It'd be like that. Bro, when you
But-
think about... Go ahead,
no.
Julie. No, you were going to say... I was just going to say a lot of wrestling terms just like...
Is that where that
Are,
comes from?
are so.
Schmoz?
I think so.
I mean, that's where I heard it first, but is it coined from that?
I think so. Like another term like kayfabe.
Yeah.
Like kayfabe's a really good one.
It was a
What does that mean?
schmoz. Means like you're in character, kind of.
Yeah, like you're playing into the
Like you're
story. It's not real.
You know how like when actors can't break character, like they're in the scene. It's like that. Like,
They're in
I'm
kayfabe.
kayfabe.
Yeah.
I'm in character.
Or like, let's say right now, like if I was putting up a fake persona for the podcast, and then the camera's cut,
but
and
he's
then,
not dropping the.
yeah, my act. I'm in kayfabe. I'm not breaking kayfabe. Or like, let's say the audience didn't know that I'm playing a character right now. Like, let's say in real life, like these tattoos are fake, and like I'm not actually Mexican.
It's a wig.
Yeah, it's a wig.
Yeah.
Like, and I like my personality is completely different. I'm actually very like muted. But then we went out in the real world, and then
You have to turn it on.
yeah,
in character.
and I run into somebody who recognizes from the podcast, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" Like, and I turn it up. I'm not breaking kayfabe.
You know, he's not breaking his character.
I'm not breaking my character. I'm in kayfabe. I'm not. You can't break kayfabe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what did you say?
A schmoz.
A schmoz?
A
What a
schmoz.
schmoz?
I remember hearing it from the Jesse Ventura documentary story. It's a biography where Do you remember when the the Montreal Screwjob? You know that?
Yeah.
In the biography, they make it so he was there, even though he wasn't.
He wasn't there.
And so in the biography, they have him confront Vince McMahon and be like, "It was a schmoz." Like
It was supposed to be a schmoz. So a schmoz is when a wrestling match ends in like a brawl. So it ends in no contest, like in nobody wins, basically. That it's like a distraction in a way. It's like a way to make everybody go home happy. It's called schmoz. I want to say that's exactly what it's.
Yeah. So in the biography, because it's like a character playing Jesse Ventura. He's like, it was supposed to be a schmoz.
Oh yeah, like refers to a chaotic brawl often involving multiple wrestlers that is used to end the match.
Yeah, it's like a way of somebody winning without winning. Yeah.
So it's like a tie.
It's a schmoz. It's a goopity goppy.
It's not a tie. I guess so. It's kind of so like if they don't want somebody to win or lose, but they have to end the match. So it's like they basically do something against the rules to get it to stop.
It's like,
but it's all fake.
Fighting.
I mean, it's all scripted. Sorry. So
Brandon,
sorry,
come on.
It's all scripted.
Don't talk that way.
Schmoz. I was talking about the schmoz. That's why.
Oh, the schmoz is all
schmoz
fake.
part. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. But there's a lot of cool wrestling terms. I feel like I can only think those kayfabe, schmoz,
Gorilla.
Ooh, he's a gorilla.
That means like somebody's
Sandbag.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That one works so well.
Yeah,
Basically, somebody isn't giving you the energy back
Yeah.
that they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Oh, he's sandbagging me.
They're not
It'd
picking
be like
up.
if Steve brought up a topic and I was like, yeah, okay. I don't know.
Or
Whatever.
or a receipt.
Yeah, receipt. Yeah.
A receipt. Ooh, a receipt's a good one. A receipt is basically payback.
I like
It's revenge.
schmoz though.
Schmoz.
Schmoz, man.
Is it because it just sounds funny?
It sounds funny, and it's also like I really thought that it extended outside of wrestling. I guess not. It just sounds.
It's just
funny.
like it sounds like a perfect thing. Like,
Yeah.
man, this is a schmoz.
Yeah, like schmutz. You ever hear people say schmutz? You have some schmutz on you.
Kind
Kind
of.
like that.
Kind of. Okay.
It's like
I can see that.
it's a bygone expression. Nobody
Yeah.
says it anymore.
And you were like, you thought of that, but you couldn't think of ring.
Yeah, it's rigged. I
You're-
couldn't. It's because fucking Trump's in WWE all the time. So I was like,
It's more relevant than ever.
yeah,
You see, Trump's in kayfabe. He doesn't actually give a fuck about all the conservatives and stuff.
yeah.
He's playing a character. He's in kayfabe.
You probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But moving
I
on
was-
to the back to the fertility thing in women.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
is this a dub for women though?
Yeah.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think a lot of people will try and spin it that it's not.
Well,
but it is.
I hope. I think since there is a lot of conversation about like abortion and stuff, I think the taboo for some people is like removed now. Like I think there's people who are trying to make it like taboo and wrong, but I also think there's a lot of people who are having real, honest conversations about it, and it's becoming a little less of a taboo. Because I remember in Catholic school, I thought that shit was crazy. I was like, what? I didn't understand that concept.
What?
Like just stuff like that, like abortion or gay marriage or stuff. Not that I agreed or disagreed. I just was more like the way that they talk about it in that air. It's kind of like this bigger deal than it actually is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was, I don't know. It's always interesting to me because I feel like, well, personally, I can't really remember my childhood.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I do remember certain things, like especially talking about like gay marriage and abortion, I never really had like a shock factor towards it. Like I never was like, oh, like that's wrong or like that's bad or like that's weird or anything. I just kind of like just took the concepts and I was like, oh, okay. Like I just kind of like, I don't know if the word is understood them. Like I was just more like, oh, like that's a thing that people do. And I never was like, that's like, I was never fully intrigued by them. It was just more of like a thing that I heard and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess for me, the way that they talked about it, it seemed like a bigger deal than it was. Like what do you call it? I don't know. Like it's present in everyday life. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But then you get older, it's like
who cares?
This doesn't affect me whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
No,
'Cause
real.
Because I just thought about one time my cousins showed me this video and it's about like an unborn like baby.
Bruh, you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I just remember that right now.
Literally, that's so crazy. Obviously, I probably haven't thought about it since we watched that. Yeah, I remember that video.
And I remember that shit. That shit was kind of sad. But I was just like, but why are they making this? Like, why is this a thing?
Now in hindsight, right?
Yeah. Now I'm more just thought about it. Because it was like it was like this YouTube video, and it's basically just showing like a
unborn fetus in the mom's stomach. No.
Yeah, like it's like oh, like, mom, I'm so happy I'm gonna meet you. Like I'm like, and then it's like I'm so excited like to like see all these things and blah blah blah, and then it goes into like the scenes of like, mom, why are they pulling my feet?
Oh
yeah, bro.
And then they show you like the like when he's like out.
Yeah.
And then
they show him like as an angel at the end or something, right?
That shit was fucking weird.
It's like in Spanish.
It's in Spanish, and
they're playing like sad music.
Just thinking about it right now, it makes me so sad. But because I'm just like, bro, why are they doing that shit? Yeah. And it like we were kids.
Yeah, we were
this
kids
with our little cousin kids, like, and so it just goes into like saying like, mom, like, why are they like he like starts crying. He's like, my toes, my poor little toes, why are they gone? Oh my God. And then so it's like, but it's in like a little kid voice, like a baby voice. And then but I mean, I guess in the end it's like oh, like I didn't know that you didn't want me to be born or something. I don't remember exactly. This is just like
something like that,
something like this. But then it's just like, oh, but I like forgive you for like doing it. Like it's okay. Like like I don't have any like towards of resentment towards you for doing it. Like it was your choice or whatever. Like for you to do it. But I just remember being like, bro, what are we watching?
I remember as a kid thinking that video was sad as fuck, and now in hindsight, it's more disturbing that video existed. We were really young, though.
I also do remember it being sad, and I was like, what is going on? And even then, I still didn't get what was hapappening. Like I was just like,
it's crazy that we both remember that because that was so random.
I mean, how could you not? It sounds pretty gnarly.
We were watching it like on like
it was like on YouTube.
Yeah, it was like on their like they had like, did tablets exist already?
No, it was at their YouTube? It was like on their computer or something. I don't remember what it was on, but it was at their house. I think.
It was at their house.
It was at their house.
I remember we were eating pizza. I remember that. I remember mom and dad were like, it was like all in the same room, but it was like a long room. No, we were like,
I think so,
towards like the front, and they were all the way over there on the table like eating the pizza. And we were eating pizza. I remember that. I don't know why, but I remember we were eating pizza. And I remember the video. And I remember that video at the time as a little kid was sad.
Yeah.
But it didn't like shape my opinion on abortion. I just thought like almost like isolated. That video was just sad.
Yeah.
That's just a strange thing to see.
Well, now it's like, that was very disturbing.
Why would you?
I can't believe we both remember that. Yeah. It's such a random like moment. Like I don't remember the before or after. I just remember that.
I just remember them being like, "We're gonna show you a video."
Me and Julie literally trauma bonded.
That's crazy.
We got trauma bonded, Julie. We saw that weird ass video. I do remember that. That's so crazy. You pulled that out of nowhere.
Yeah. I just randomly thought about it now because we were like talking about this, and I was like, "Bro,
how old were we? We were really young,
I don't know.
We were really young."
But the thought came because we were talking about how like when we were kids, I didn't understand like those concepts. Like I was just,
who else made concepts seem like a big deal?
Who?
Family Guy.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, I don't think as a kid, there's like a part of me that understands like satire or like parody or like stuff like that. You never watched like a Family Guy episode as like a kid, and then they have like a skit mentioning like abortion or gay marriage, and then they'll have the characters react all like crazy. Mm-hmm. I remember as a kid thinking like, oh, this must be like low-key how people really are then. Mm-hmm. That's something that shaped me a little bit. I think there's an episode where Brian tells Stewie something about like an abortion, and Stewie's like, oh, you can't even say it. And then he's like, abortion, you need to get a big fat abortion. And then that's the joke or whatever. Yeah. I remember as a kid being like, that must be a bad word then. Like if he doesn't want to say it. Mm-hmm. Right?
I get what you mean. This is so unrelated, but did you see Seth MacFarlane did an interview recently? Seth MacFarlane created Family Guy. He did an interview recently where he's like, I'm tired of all these like depressing movies. Like I wish. Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
And he's like, I wish when like movies had like more hopeful themes and like talked about like maybe getting like together with your family and stuff, and somebody quoted it. And for those of you who don't know, the opening intro of Family Guy says
What happens to those good old fashioned family
values, and now TV is all full of sex and violence, and people were just quoting it, being like, bro literally said
violence in movies and sex on TV. But where are those
good old family values
on which we used to rely
on? Luckily, there's a Family Guy.
I guess that makes sense, right? It's his art, right?
Yeah.
So,
it's just so funny how unintentionally he ended up saying that.
yeah.
He really said the Family Guy mantra of luckily there's a Family Guy.
Did you guys ever see that video? Not video. Did you ever see it on TV where there's like Ice Age, with Manny and Sid, where there's like a promo for the movie and Sid says the whole mantra?
Oh, Family Guy?
Yeah.
I've seen it, but not when it first aired.
Yeah, I remember saying that. I was like, what?
I've seen it on TikTok.
What happened to those good old fashioned?
Oh, because he says sex, right?
Yeah, and I was like, what? How
He
can
says-
Sid the Sloth say that?
It was like on FX or something, right?
Fox, I think.
Oh, Fox.
Yeah.
It was something like that. I remember. I have seen it.
Because he's coming up next. That's what he was saying.
Oh yeah, Family Guy's coming up next. They
Yeah.
they animated like Sid from
No.
Sid the Sloth from Ice Age
I don't think I ever saw that.
to advertise Family Guy's playing after Ice Age,
Yeah.
and he says sex in it because he says the intro of all those.
Why is that such a big deal to kids? Like
Say
when,
sex?
when people like cuss or say inappropriate words and like, because I remember in regular show they say hell once, like what the hell, dude? And I was like, whoa,
It's because if you're a kid, you're
you
not
can't
supposed to
say
curse.
that.
Because you went to Catholic school.
Yeah, but I've seen other people say that's weird that he says that. Because I remember in Shrek he calls Donkey an ass, and I was like,
He said,
whoa, you can't do that.
You're like, wait a fucking minute,
You remember
bro.
that scene?
it's because
No, I do.
you were taught to not say bad words.
I've already got my ass, and I was like, whoa.
You looked around and you were like, no
Nobody saw that?
way.
That's crazy.
Or did you guys ever see the Three Stooges reboot?
Yeah,
Do you remember that one part where they showed the lion's balls?
yeah.
I remember being like, did they just show porn?
Bruh.
The lion's balls. Yeah.
They showed it for like literally 1 second. But I remember being like, no fucking way. But you were saying, Julie? I'm sorry. You said this is a dub for women?
Yeah. Bro, we keep going into like
To circle back.
side quests.
I
Yeah.
But yeah, because I was gonna mention even too about like the higher education thing of like women are getting higher education than men.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's another dub. We're out here really creating stuff for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, keep it going.
Exactly.
Why do you think women are pursuing higher education more than men?
think
Is it some Andrew Tate red pill shit?
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like it's also in that same thing that I said earlier of like I think women are more just advocating for themselves to kind of just be more independent and financially stable for themselves. Because I feel like, yeah, I don't think a lot of women love the direction men are going into, and especially a lot of women really want men at the same level. So a woman who's in higher education is going to want a man who's also in higher education. Like a woman is intelligent and she's going to want an intelligent man as well.
I wonder what the world would look like if that trend continues, where we'll see more women in corporate America and more women in higher education jobs, like just continue to dominate until it's like a majority, whether that's just like obviously like a small majority, like 55% still. I wonder what the world will look like then, because like I just wonder like what that must mean for both media and like representation in general. You get what I mean? Like my mind really is curious to see what that looks like.
Yeah. I think for me, I have a little hard time seeing it because I always feel like when these things happen, there's like another obstacle that is put on women
For
to
sure.
not reach
That's what I was
those
thinking
things.
too. Yeah.
Which is like, I think for me, a little hard to like see that. I mean, I would love to see in like the successes and like policies changing and like how we've talked about like especially women who are in STEM and like changing the way things are, like how we talked about even with cars, right, with like seatbelts and how it's built for an average person but not for like average women in general, and how that's dangerous to them. Like, I think being in those rooms would be cool, but again, like, we've seen the threats of like DEI and like all these things of women still get pushed on like their purpose is to be a wife and a mother and all these things. But I am hoping that like a part of it gets better. But I think the other part of it too is that I think it's going to be a continuation of the like what is it? The men loneliness epidemic that's like also going on, where it's like if a lot of men are falling into that whole incel thing of like you don't really need to go to school, like you can get and do whatever you want,
Start
and, like,
investing.
Yeah, start investing in like all these things.
Just give me your money.
I feel like it's gonna just create an opposite towards men that's still gonna affect women in that. Because I mean, it's still affecting women now, right? Or it's starting to affect women now, where it's just like there's all this disrespect towards women. That it's like, that's why to me it's a little like hard to be like, I just think that there's just still going to be a continuation of obstacles for women. But I'm still taking it as a positive that, you know, women are advocating for themselves to, you know, have higher education, build better careers for themselves, and are actually thinking about themselves and giving themselves a new purpose. So
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just, I feel like naturally, I mean, unless I don't know, jobs are going to be like, we don't care about degrees anymore. And so that way they can hire men instead.
yeah.
But I'm just like, naturally, if more women are going to school and getting degrees, eventually, I think the tide will shift just from overwhelming numbers. You know, the more women than men. And I'm just so curious to see what that looks like. I wonder what that'll feel like, especially because it's just so point blank obvious to me that the whole red pill fucking finance bro like gateway is gonna lead to nothing. It is gonna lead to for a lot of these men to
I
have
think that's
nothing.
why a lot of men aren't going to college. I think there's a lot of anti-college propaganda.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing that I can see is there being a lot of house husbands. That for some reason, I know it's funny, but for some reason I feel like that's one area that I can see is that they become, you know, the house husband. You know, they're just at home while their lady's working.
Yeah, like it becomes like more of a matriarchy.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. I wonder how that would shape things.
No, you guys wouldn't want to be house husbands?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Oh yeah. What do you mean? Who wouldn't want to? I feel like, I mean, I guess unless you're very prideful, I guess.
Yeah,
Right?
I think
Unless
that's
you're very
weird, though,
prideful,
if you're
but-
prideful about that.
For the most part, I'd be like, hell yeah, stay home, raise kids, play fort,
Bruh. Play video games.
fuck it. So I don't have a problem with it at all. But you have anything else to say?
No, that's it.
Moving on to our final topic. For those of you who are not longtime fans, which is probably most of you who found us in our TikTok boom era, but we actually talked about this on our previous radio show.
Was it on the previous one? It wasn't on
I
Todo
feel
Chido?
like it
I thought it was
was.
early Todo Chido.
I thought it was late Primos Chidos.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why I was asking you guys, because I'm like, I remember we talked about it.
Was
'cause
I
remember,
already on my lib shit?
We've always been on our lib shit.
I was on my lib shit then?
We were always on our lib shit.
Because I remember Stevie brought it up once.
No, I remember bringing it up because it was about it was the Christopher Columbus thing.
Yeah.
I could have swore that was upstairs.
I could have sworn
in
that
the
was
other studio.
Primos
this building.
Chidos because I remember us watching the clip and there's no, only until now that we have the projector would we be able to watch a clip together.
Because I remember,
Really?
yeah,
You're probably right.
because I remember you guys showing me videos.
Exactly.
Oh, was it like when we moved to the studio of
I don't remember exactly the era because
Was
we
it
had
at
three
the-
different
the
studios.
TGN Towers?
It was it might have been at TGN Towers. My memory wants to trick me and think that it was actually the original first ever TGN Latinx station that we did it at.
No, I think it was at the second one.
I don't think it had happened yet. No way.
But I do remember watching the video. That's what leads me to believe that it must have been Primos Chidos because only now that we have the projector can we watch videos. So I'm like, right? You remember watching the video, right?
I think I think I remember seeing it on a screen.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, it
I
can't
don't
be.
I don't know though.
It can't be Todo
But I
Chido.
just remember that you guys brought it up. Like,
Yeah.
and that's why I was like, have we talked about this? Because at the time, what did we talk about? That it was just like a problematic, like,
Yeah, that they're because I think they had dropped the Christopher Columbus episode
mm-hmm.
where Columbus basically justifies slavery
Yeah.
and like this cartoon
Mm-hmm.
where he's like being taken as a slave is better than being killed, right?
Yeah,
and the
it's-
kids are like, you're right, Christopher Columbus.
It's crazy because that's going viral now, and we were like years ahead of that. We literally talked about
it
that.
went viral then. I think I remember
It just went
I
re-viral.
think it re-emerged now because what we're talking about is because now they're partnering with the White House.
Yeah.
Because I remember people were saying stuff like that is problematic because obviously it's telling kids. Because I think
because even at the time, weren't they saying that it was something that they wanted to implement in schools?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I think there was maybe some schools that were showing it or something like that. Because I think it was it's basically Columbus like propaganda.
Yeah.
Because you know how people don't like people want to get rid of Columbus Day. Is it completely gone? I don't think so, right?
Problem with this guy in office now.
Where he's basically because Columbus is basically being like, oh, you're gonna judge me by the like for killing people and holding slaves. That's the cartoon.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, you're right, Christopher Columbus. Because I think it's also like Christian backed too, so it's like heavily Christian influence.
Specifically, the line that I think went viral at the time was Christopher Columbus telling the kid that it's better to be a slave than to have been killed.
Yeah. And they treat it like he's like spitting.
He's like, you see, like I'm being nice.
Being nice. Oh, and he says that everybody had slaves at the time, even the people he's taking and stuff like that.
Yeah. But this is all context to basically bring up that last month, the White House debuted a new educational partner at its launch event for its new Founders Museum exhibit, PragerU, a nonprofit organization that specializes in creating right-leaning educational short videos for adults and children. Department of Educational Secretary Linda McMahon, married to Vince McMahon from WWE, introduced the partnership, followed by PragerU CEO Marissa Streit. For the White House exhibit, PragerU created AI-generated videos of the Founding Fathers delivering patriotic accounts of the Revolution. In one, an AI-generated John Adams borrows a catchphrase from conservative pundit Ben Shapiro and tells the viewer, facts do not care about our feelings.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But isn't that crazy though? Like I think it's crazy that it's like
the US got rid of PBS to implement its own propaganda basically.
Well,
Yeah.
but I mean that's a Vox interview, but I think by their own admission they're right, like they're right leaning, like they lean to the right.
Yeah.
And I think it's insane because I don't say PBS is left leaning.
Yeah.
I just think the facts and the things they do just happen to be on the left. I think there's an important distinction there. Like they're educational.
They were just educational.
They're educational.
Yeah.
And they teach tolerance, which for some isn't that a red flag in itself? That that they confuse tolerance for what a liberal. Like you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's insane.
Yeah. I also just think it's crazy because I did see somebody doing like a whole video about it on TikTok. Because now they're targeting, little kids, right?
Yeah.
Of giving them sort of like this misinformation.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where they're trying to start, right? Like now they're going towards kids to show them these kind of like right-wing ideologies. And I think that's just like so wrong because it's like, because I think it reminds me of like why we kind of are where we are, which is where, how we talked about like when you were a kid, the stuff that is talked about now is what you saw. So that generation kind of grew with that.
Yeah.
And I think now seeing that they're literally trying to target little kids to give them this type of education is even more harmful because like now it's like all misinformation.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's just insane that they're trying to do this and implement this in like schools and stuff.
No, it is. I looked it up to fact check. So they don't exactly say pro-right, but they might as well have. They say pro-American.
Oh, so they're very patriotic.
Yeah, which is a right-leaning ideology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they might as well say pro-right.
Very sinister and scary, man, to be targeting kids like that.
It is, yeah. Also, just like PragerU has been very condemned as like just a terribly run organization.
Yeah.
So it's weird that the PBS would get deleted and this would take
Yeah.
its place. It's just straight up
Yeah.
propaganda.
Well, because also I had seen this thing that said PBS accounts for nearly half of first graders' most frequently watched educational TV and video programs. So, like, it's fully on replacing this whole entire thing. And what is being replaced with is something that is dangerous and harmful.
Yeah, because I think about like some of these kids are gonna grow up to be some crazy dudes, man.
Yeah.
If this is allowed.
Yeah, no, yeah. I saw their like little roster of people who are the presenters, and fucking Ben Shapiro's on there, and fucking Tim Pool's on there. Oh my god, look at that.
Crazy.
I'm like, bruh, I can't believe they would let this happen.
I know, right?
I can't believe. Yeah.
Because somebody was saying that it's already part of the curriculum in Louisiana, Florida, New Hampshire, Oklahoma, Montana, Arizona, South Carolina, and Idaho.
Jesus.
So,
Well, they need somebody to vote for them. So
Yeah, I like to believe it won't work.
I hope so.
I think people can see through the bullshit for the most part. Like, it's the government implementing some fucking what do you call it? Dictator ass fucking 1984
Yeah.
fucking education.
Towards children?
Yeah. But I don't really have much else to really say about that. Do you guys?
No, not really.
No. Just like fucking insane that they would get rid of PBS for that shit.
yeah.
Archive PBS stuff.
I don't know. The other thing that I can only think of is, I guess, if you have kids, educating them properly in what is real in history. I don't know. I think that's one of the big things that I always try to like do for myself is like I'm trying to learn, like history of ourselves, of our culture, because I'm like, because I think I always do think back of like what I learned in school and like learning about U.S. history and all that stuff and seeing how some of it was kind of like already them feeding us propaganda of like we did these things to help these people, but in reality it was kind of like we were always the bad person in each story, but they twisted it to be something else. I don't know. I guess 10 is just more to say like just keep educating your kids.
Yeah, exactly. Well said, Julie.
Well said.
But before we go,
before we go, that about does it for our show today. But I got to do a quick shout out to all of our patrons. Let me find you guys. Have you all written down? Shout out to you all, Ela Quintero, Steven Carbajal, Altadena Will Rebuild, and Diana Laura. Your patronage is always appreciated. And if anybody out there wants to join the Patreon, our link is always in the description. We really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you guys next week.
bye.